Hey guys, this is Mark, and in this video we're going to talk about why you need an electronic stabilizer for your camera. Now, electronic stabilization is not the elements inside your lens or the body itself. That's not what I'm talking about right here. I'm talking about gimbals. And the gimbals that we're going to be talking about today is the Ronin-m from DJI. That is an electronic stabilizer that uses computers and sensors and all that sort of stuff to stabilize your cameras no matter how shaky the image may be. I've used the DJI Osmo before and I really like it and I love what it can do. So I got the Ronin to test out and I want to see why you may want to pick up an electronic stabilizer over just the stabilized lens or something like a glide cam. So for my testing today, we're going to be doing three things. We're going to go handheld, just see how well I can hold the camera. The second one is we're going to be using a glide cam. It's an off-brand one, it's not the real thing, and it's kind of cheap and small, so it's not that great, so the real one will definitely be better. And we're going to be using the Ronin-m. Our camera of choice is the Sony a6300 with the kit 16 to 50 millimeter lens. It does have a little bit of stabilization inside. This camera is not what I'm using. I just have it right here. So first off, let's start with handheld. First, I did a little bit of walking and I did a normal walk, how I normally walk. And then I also did a photographer's walk. That's when you kind of shuffle your feet a little bit to lessen the impact of your steps. And as you can see, either of them are pretty bad. You don't want to have any of those. Then we tried a little high to low shooting, see if you can get a crane or a pedestal look, which is a very cool look when done right, but handheld, not that great. And then finally we did running, and no, that did not work out. As you can see, we do not want to run without any sort of stabilization. So the next thing we picked up was our glide cam. This does take a long time to stabilize and get it perfect. You have to do a lot of calibration with your cameras, and even very small changes can completely throw it off. It took a long time to get perfect, and even then it wasn't quite perfect. The way the glide cam works is you hold it with one hand and then use the two fingers on the other hand to make small adjustments. Now that prevents it a little bit from flying forward and backwards, and it also helps you to turn it, because when you do move your hand around, the camera will stay in the same spot. It won't turn with you like it does on the Ronin. You can't disable that on the Ronin though, but you will use your other hand to kind of rotate the camera around. Now walking, it is a little bit bouncy. We are kind of swaying all over the place, mainly because this isn't a great glide cam that I have, and it wasn't perfectly balanced, but it is much more usable than handheld. Doing the crane, we can tilt the camera very easily, but it is still a little bit bouncy, but better than handheld. Our tracking shot, because we just have this giant mass hanging off of the bottom, we can't do it upside down. That one didn't turn out the best. And then finally running. Once you started off, it was pretty good, but it gets a little bouncy. You're kind of seasick after a while. And that's just because the way it works, it's all counterbalance weight. There is no electronics at all on that. And then finally, I want to prove my point that gimbals are the best. Electronic stabilizers are amazing. We did walking and it looked great. Even my photographer's walk looked exactly the same. So you can walk however you want on that. Our pedestal was beautiful. You can tilt the gimbal and the camera will tilt along with that. We also do have the thumb controller, which you can control the tilt and angle of the camera as well. And it looked amazing. That is the proper equipment that you want to pull off that sort of shot. The tracking shots were awesome as well. You can go up and down, high and low, tilt, whatever. It looks great. And running, I was very surprised. I tried to run a little bit harder than I normally do to try and get this thing to shake at all. Nothing. It looked amazing. There was no issues at all. It looked beautiful. It was still floating and amazing. And that is why you need an electronic stabilizer. So do you need to go out and get one? Depends on what you're doing. Right now I'm not using one because it's on a tripod. If you're going to be doing different shots that may be on a tripod with a fluid head, you don't need it. If you are just going to like hold the camera there, You could probably get away with going handheld, maybe have a strap on the camera and just hold it and pull it tight, keep your arms to your side. You can look up more information about that. You probably don't need it for them. Walking shots, you can probably use a glide cam for that, and it should work pretty good. The only time you would really need an electronic stabilizer or a gimbal is when you're running and when you're trying to pull off complex and difficult shots, like the pedestal or the crane, the low tracking or running. That's when you need it, but any other time you have it would be helpful. It would make your walking shots look nicer. And hey, you can hold the camera in your hands and it will look like it's on a tripod. Well, there you go. That's all I got for you. I hope this video was interesting. If you like it, feel free to leave this video a like and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. This is Mark with @Tech, and I'll see you in the next one.